Hi and welcome, I'm here in Portugal. I bought this one without even trying it. I couldn't find it anywhere in person in Dublin. Now I've taken that kind of risk before, sight unseen, and it's cost me. This time I had no idea if I get burned again. I didn't. This one worked. The Seiko SSK059, the white dial Seiko 5 GMT. Now, I always wanted a GMT, and if I'm honest, I wanted the Rolex Explorer II Polar dial. I love that tool watch shape, the white dial and the orange GMT hand. There's something about that combination that I've never stopped thinking about. But the Explorer II lives in a completely different financial universe. Not to mention it's larger than I like. And even if I wanted to stretch to it, I'm not sure I'd want to wear something that expensive every day. So that's not really what I wanted. What I wanted was the feeling of that watch. A white dial GMT, practical, wearable, and a little bit different. Something I could actually live with. And that's what brought me here. The dial is probably what drew me in first. It's flat, matte white, and at a glance there's a subtle grain. Never overbearing, so most of the time you don't even notice it. But catch it in the right light, one of those bright cloudy days, and it's like a little gift. Suddenly it adds dimension. This is a field style dial. On top of that you have applied hour markers, raised Arabic numerals, a minute track, and a 24-hour scale running around the inside, plus a small date window at 3 o'clock. Then, laid over all of that, is that orange GMT hand. Now on the numerals looking hard to read, I see a lot of reviews and they say, oh, they're difficult to read. However, that's not been my experience. Yes, they're silver, and in certain light they turn black, and you've got silver on a white background, but in my experience I don't find it an issue at all to read. So anyway, yes, there's a lot going on with the dial and some people may find it too busy. But I love the business. But then again, I also like the Rolex Air King, so I'm probably not the most objective person to ask about busy dials. But for me, that's exactly the character of it. It's practical, quirky, and unmistakably Seiko. Then there's the case. And this is really where the watch earns its place for me on my wrist. It measures 39.4 millimeters across, 47.9 millimeters lug to lug, and just a little bit over 13 millimeters in thickness with the crystal. On my 6.5-inch wrist, that is an easy to wear size. It doesn't sit oversized on my wrist, and it doesn't feel top heavy. It just sits perfect. And that mattered more than people might expect. Back in 2022, Seiko released the original SSK GMT range, bringing a more affordable GMT range for me to have access in the first place. But I tried on those watches, and at 42.5 millimeters in case diameter and a fairly tall case, they all felt a little bit too large and a little bit too top heavy. What I'd actually been waiting for was this Seiko, a GMT under 40 millimeters. And this is the watch. The finishing helps too. We have a circular brushing across the top of the case with straight brushing along the sides. It keeps it looking like a tool watch. Around the dial, a fixed stainless steel bezel marked out in a 24-hour numerals. The earlier Seiko 5 GMT models had a rotating version of this, letting you track a third time zone. This one doesn't, and for me, and my actual use case, that's fine. I mainly want to follow one additional time zone. So that fixed bezel suits the design better anyway, and it leans into that Explorer II tool watch territory that I like. There's a small polished bevel along the edge of the bezel. The only shiny thing on an otherwise brushed watch. And it catches the light paired with the reflection on the crystal. And it really does, in my opinion, elevate the watch. The crown is at the 4 o'clock position, so this is a deliberate departure from an otherwise Seiko 5 watch, but aesthetically it's beautiful. But it's also genuinely usable as well, easy to grab and easy to wind, especially when it doesn't have those crown guards. The crystal is curved Hardlex, not sapphire, but cheap sapphire with poor anti-reflective coating can look worse than I believe Hardlex does. Getting sapphire done properly isn't a small upgrade, and I think it pushes it outside of the Seiko 5 territory entirely. I've also been wearing watches long enough to know how to look after them. I'm not banging this one off door frames or walls. And there's a slight curve here as well in the design. And look, at the dial is very readable behind it. The bracelet surprised me. At a glance, it looks like a 5-link design. But when you look closer and you adjust it like I had to, it's actually a simpler single link that's very short, which makes it very easy to get a good fit, and it wraps really naturally around my wrist. It's genuinely comfortable to fit. And the clasp is pressed steel. Now, I know some people will see this as a downgrade, but there's something softer about a formed pressed clasp that I like. The milled ones tend to be harder, obviously machined, harder edges. This one's simpler, and I like it. There's enough micro adjustments to get the right fit along with the narrow links. An on-the-fly system would have been nice, but extra. But my wrist size doesn't move around even in hot weather. So for me, once I got locked in, it worked. Inside is the Seiko's 434 GMT Movement. It's automatic, it can be wound by hand, and it hacks when you pull the crown. It has about a 41-hour power reserve, not quite enough to get you through a weekend. And this is a Polar GMT. And the movement does exactly what a lot of Seiko movements do in this price range. It's not cost certified, with accuracy, but it is more accurate than their advertisements. But what it is robust and easy to service. It's not glamorous, but it's reliable. And I have a 24-year-old Seiko watch that's never been serviced, and it still runs okay time. I think that matters more than precision. So why did I actually buy it? Partly because I've always wanted a GMT, but mostly I bought this to mark an occasion. I recently had a horrible health upheaval, and basically to get over it I had to fight the system, find a clinic in Hungary that would work with me, and I'm happy to say I overcame that health issue. And I bought this watch primarily to mark that occasion. And that's why I keep coming back to watches. They're not just objects, they're attached to moments and decisions, reminding me where I was and what I was working towards. In terms of value, Seiko done an amazing job here. The white dial, the steel bezel, the orange hand, the mechanical GMT movement. I paid $385 for this. A second-hand Explorer II is in a different universe. And I'm not pretending this is a Rolex. It isn't. It's a Seiko. And that's the point. It gives most of the feeling I was chasing in something I can actually wear every day without worrying about it. It looks like a tool watch. It's finished well enough that I can wear it with suits. That range is a big part of why I like it. So, for me, the SSK059 works. It's a Seiko GMT, and it's the one I've been waiting for. A smaller, wearable watch, practical, with just enough character that it feels like it's mine. If you like the look of it, I'll leave a link below. And if you have a watch collection you'd like to speak to me about, DM me. Thanks for watching. This has been The Pursuit of Meaning.